Well, Blizzard did it. The exact thing people feared was going to happen just happened. Remember Hearthstone, that virtual currency they added for housing in World of Warcraft? Remember how they assured players that the costs of items are designed to align with Hearthstone offer amounts in a player-friendly way. Buying Hearthstone at the amount you want lets you purchase the items you want without requiring you to think about which packs should be added together to minimize leftovers. Remember that? Well, Blizzard just added some more items available with Hearthstone. The Lush Garden Decor Pack and the Spring Blossom Decor Pack. Scroll down a little though, and you will find the Spring Blossom tree right there. 750 Hearthstone. Do you guys see the problem yet? The denominations you can buy are 100, 500, 1000, and 2500. To get this 750 tree, you would either need to get 800 by getting 500 Hearthstone and 3 denominations of the 100 Hearthstone, or you go for 2 trees at 1500 with 1000 Hearthstone and 500 Hearthstone. There's no way to look at this and break even on the purchase of 1 tree. This is not player friendly. Blizzard have already gone back on what they said. Or, and I don't know which is worse here, the wording here was deliberately crafted to be vague enough. Hello everybody, it's your boy Jmulls, and we have a lot to talk about.
I need not choose between them.
Oh, here's a fun one. There's even more examples. Look at these 2 things. They cost 250. If you want 250 Hearthstone, you would have to overspend by going to 300. Or you guys could just buy them together at 500. Oh, look, 2 more things that cost 250. This gnome-like statue costs only 50. I mean, you might as well buy 100 Hearthstone and get 2 of them. We're going to ignore the fact that this game has not only a subscription, but just launched an expansion with multiple editions. We're going to ignore that as well. Oh look, isn't this fun? These only cost 10 Hearthstone. I mean, you might as well buy 10 of them. Or maybe you buy 5 eggs and you get 1 garden gnome-like statue as well. That adds up to 100. It's really funny how Blizzard just couldn't help themselves. And you know the funniest thing? I can't really blame them. The whole reason they added this stuff to begin with was because people buy crap like this. Remember that dinosaur that went for 90 bucks? People bought that. A lot of people bought that. If you are a company, you are someone like Blizzard, and you know you have a giant section of your player base willing to spend money like that, why wouldn't you feed the dog? You're a business, you want money. That Activision Blizzard acquisition for Microsoft wasn't free. Of course you're going to find ways to exsanguinate the wallets of your player base even more. I mean, look, Blizzard even sells doormats. I mean, come on, how on the nose can you be? I mean, it's just a good little example and another reminder of just how far this industry has fallen when it comes to multiplayer online games and live service games like mmorpgs, and just how far we have progressed from the days when it was viewed to be sufficient monetization for a game to not only buy an expansion, but also to pay a subscription. Gone are those days where the general consensus was that item shops were reserved for free-to-play games. Those days are far in the rearview mirror, because every time these companies asked for an inch, people gave them a mile. Of course they're going to take advantage of that. Why wouldn't they? You throw a steak to a starving dog locked in a kennel. Of course it's going to devour it. And when you throw in even more steaks in there, it's not gonna go, oh goodness me, I couldn't possibly. It's not going to do that. It's gonna eat them all. Of course it's going to. And it's going to engage in the exact same behavior that it was doing that led to getting those steaks to begin with. The funniest thing is Blizzard's even a little bit late to this party, because they're not the only offenders across multiplayer games that engage in business practices like this. It's an industry-wide epidemic, because over the course of the last decade plus, these business practices have been normalized time and time again. And the industry on the whole targeted children as they were growing up, so they believed this stuff was normal when they grew up and had spending money. And you see the result of that bountiful harvest. As I said before, not just in this video, but for a while at this point, it's hard to blame Blizzard here. I mean, you can. I'm not gonna stop you. But of course, a giant corporation is going to giant corporation when people continually reward these business practices. Why would a company willingly leave money on the table when it's just there to be picked up? Of course they're going to do stuff like this. It's only common sense. It's just nature running its course. And of course you're going to have idiotic defenses constructed by people that want to justify their own purchases by saying idiotic things like you can just use in-game gold because of the WoW token. token, ignoring the fact someone has to buy the WoW token to begin with, or it's just cosmetic, which is another element we've allowed to be normalized over the last like 15 years. You want to know what is either the funniest or the most depressing element to all of this? Nothing's gonna matter. There are plenty of people, I guarantee you, there are plenty of people out there that are going to buy all of this, that saw this hit the store and immediately got it. I guarantee you. It's not a matter of if you play World of Warcraft or if you don't play World of Warcraft. This is an industry-wide epidemic. Some games worse than others, but it's infested this industry. This kind of like egregious monetization has seeped into almost every corner of this industry. Not everyone, but a lot of them. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV has the same issue. Don't get me wrong here. It is really funny though, how they have a very similar tree that also just came out, but it came out from the new dungeon they released. Whereas for World of Warcraft, if you want it here, you gotta swipe. Just a little funny takeaway. But if you play MMORPGs in the modern day, you're probably used to this at this point, right? How many times have people gotten upset at any MMORPG that is engaged in a business practice like this? How many times has it never really amounted to anything? There are a lot of people out there that still play World of Warcraft. There are a lot of people that still play other MMORPGs. There's enough of those people that support business stuff like this to where companies can't ignore it. Because think of it like this. How could you go to your shareholders and say, yeah, we have a bunch of players willing to buy crap like this at prices like this, and they're willing to do so immediately, by the way, but we don't want some people on Twitter to be upset that we're making money, so we're not doing it. No business is going to operate like that. So as much as it is depressing, it is also the reality of modern gaming. And I don't see anything outside of some kind of mass movement which is never going to happen, or perhaps legislation that will change this trajectory. This kind of stuff is here to stay, whether you like it or not.
I need not choose between them.
I genuinely am curious just how small this scroll bar is going to be within one calendar year, because not only are expansions getting shorter, or at least they are for the World Soul Saga, but expansions have multiple tiers on top of a subscription cost, and now not only do we have virtual currency for housing, but we now have things priced in such a way to where you'll have to spend more if you just want one of these things. If you only want this colorful striped egg, you're not just gonna spend 10 cents. Why would you do that? Buddy, you're spending 100, and then you'll have 90 left over. Well, here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with how you feel about this whole situation. I'd love to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, and hear your perspectives. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. And Midnight itself has some really high highs and a lot of really low lows. Wanna find out more? Check out this video right here. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.